So I've been back from vacation for 3 days, and I've seen exactly three movies in the big screen since then. Because you know me, I'm addicted. So this one I saw. I've been looking forward to this film pretty much since it premiered at Sundance. Because I love me a good romantic comedy, and this is a romantic comedy based on a true story. So like you don't get that often. Um, this is Michael Showalter's The Big Sick. I didn't see Showalter's film last year. Hello, my name is Doris, and I really wanted to. I don't know, I missed it, and then I didn't rent it, and I'm a terrible human being. So I need to catch up on that. But this one I thought was just so charming. It's based on a true story of Kumail Nanjiani and his, did I say that right? Nanjiani? Yeah. And his wife, Emily B. Gordon, and how they met, and how she got really sick, and how she was in a coma, and how he met her family, and, you know, eventually, obviously, they're married, so it's a romantic comedy, happy ending. Interesting in that the thing that pulls them apart is kind of this illness, but also sort of this look at two cultures and the way people have to navigate melding of families. So, or you know, introducing someone to your family in order for that family melding to happen. Um, Kumail plays himself. Emily is played by Zoe Kazan, and her parents are played by Holly Hunter and Ray Romano. And you know it's a good film when I don't hate Ray Romano in the movie, because I normally can't stand him. So when he shows up and I'm actually finding him kind of charming, that's some good direction, I think, or good writing, or a little of everything. Um, the chemistry between everybody is great. The chemistry between Kumail and Zoe at the beginning of the film, the chemistry between Kumail and his family and her family, and him sort of navigating, and his group of friends, him navigating the way he is in all those different situations, and how he uses comedy in each of those situations to either relate or not relate to people. I think my favorite scene was when he's sort of on the edge of all of his emotions, and he like throws a trash can at a fast food restaurant that won't put 4 slices of cheese on his burger. I feel like we've all had that like frustrated moment in a parking lot. So I appreciate seeing that on the big screen. The other thing that's lovely about this film is that it's a romantic comedy that feels like real people. I think, I love some romantic, I love romantic comedies, period. And sometimes the ones where they don't really feel like real people are great. Like 27 Dresses, for me, doesn't feel like it's bound in much reality, but I love it. Devil Wears Prada is another one that, it's not really a romantic comedy, but they don't ever really feel like real people. They feel like movie characters, but I love it. This one sort of takes that indie feel of like, we're going to show you real people, but marries it to this sort of romantic comedy tone and warmth. And so I enjoy that. This would make a great double feature, I think, with Obvious Child for like stand-up comedian rom-coms. It's a new genre. There's actually lots of stand-up comedian movies lately. I feel like I saw one last year. Every year there's a new stand-up comedian comedy. I appreciated that the stand-up comedians in this movie never once felt like assholes. Because sometimes in some of the like stand-up comedy movies, you're like, you're all a bunch of assholes. Why am I spending time with you? You're not even that funny. But in this case, he was kind of a nice guy who had issues and didn't deal with it well, and has to learn to deal with it better. But throughout, he was kind of a nice guy, and that was sort of nice to see in a film. And he's just very charming actor, very easygoing. I never watched Silicon Valley, so I'm not too familiar with his work as an actor. I enjoy his Twitter feed though. But he just has a very easygoing charm about him that really worked for me in this film. Zoe Kazan was great as ever. She sort of felt like a very true modern feminist woman who like will not put up with shit, but also, needs like romance every once in a while. I thought that was good. And obviously it's based on these true people, and so you just have to take that realism and heighten it a little bit to make it a film. And I think they did a really great job of doing that. Um, there were a few moments that made me a little like uh, sad because I've spent time in hospitals, but I never really had anybody like buy me a giant giraffe or things like that. I've spent a lot of time in hospitals alone, so it was kind of bittersweet to watch people like actually be there for someone who's in a hospital. But I remember seeing there's a moment where you see kind of the blanket, and some of the best sleeps I've ever had were with those like hospital blankets. I don't know if you've ever been in a hospital, but the hospital blankets are always, they're like warmed. Um, it made me remember that. So this was The Big Sick. It's directed by Michael Showalter and stars Kumail Nanjiani and not Emily B. Gordon, that's who wrote it, Zoe Kazan. And Holly Hunter, I forgot to mention, is as badass as ever. And she's so tiny and yet so fierce. I love her. She's like a little chihuahua that will just like bite your ankles off. This movie is in, I think it's still in limited, but if it does well in this weekend's limited, it will go wide. So those of you in cities where it is playing, if you see it this weekend, everyone else might get a chance to see it as well. So you should do that. Do pay it forward for everyone else so that everyone can see it, and just go see this film. It's just sweet and real, and I think anyone who's had a family can so, not associate, relate to a lot of the happenings in this film. So I just want more romantic comedies. Like, give me all the romantic comedies, Hollywood. I need more of them. This is The Big Sick. Check it out.